Dropping 16% for its worst day since May of 2021. The company discontinuing development of its drug to treat a type of chronic sinusitis after it failed to meet primary and secondary endpoints in trial. That drug had been cleared by the FDA to treat a serious chronic lung disease in August of this year. Even with today's move, Insmed shares are up 141% year to date. It's still among the most valuable biotech stocks with a market cap of more than $35 billion. For more, Mizuho healthcare strategist Jared Holz joins us here on set. Jared, great to have you with us.
Thank you.
I'm assuming that models until today had the drug Brensocatib in for this sinusitis. When you take that out, how much is that out of the model for peak sales?
Yeah, I think roughly $3 to $5 billion was where the street was. I think Mizuho's research team had 5. They were probably towards the high end. They just did a call with a doctor recently that was more positive, so I think that gave them a little bit more optimism. Obviously, it didn't come to fruition, but $5 billion for a sinusitis drug seems very big. I think we can all kind of move on here and assess the company for what it is. And if Brensocatib's still a $10 billion drug, like everyone thinks, maybe the stock isn't that overvalued here. $40 billion, 4 times sales, not crazy.
So what is in this model in terms of peak sales for Brensocatib? It is for the current indication, which it is approved for.
Right.
But there are also other indications that they are studying the pipeline. Does that include any of that as well? How much is that? And where is the bar? Is the bar higher or lower now after this disappointment?
It's lower.
Yeah.
The next indication is this sort of rare skin disease called HS. UCB, a European pharma company, has dominated. They have a blockbuster drug that's been incredibly successful. Moon Lake Therapeutics failed in this indication earlier this year, or at least wasn't as good. The probability of success is fairly low, I think below 30%. So maybe about $1 billion in models right now, which is not a huge amount. Again, the company has been very adamant that even without these indications, Brensocatib will do close to $10 billion. And I think that's where the street is. So, you know, maybe the data, if it's a slight disappointment, the stock goes down a little bit, but not nearly what it did today.
How about this acquisition of the antibody? Is that a surprise? Is that it's bolstering the pipeline, I would think, is always a good thing, but how is it viewed in terms of the success? To announce it the day that they're discontinuing a trial, I don't know, puts a question on it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's really done any work around it. I mean, it was not part of the narrative at all until yesterday.
Today, yeah.
You know, I don't think there's a consensus around it. No one's built a model around it. It's new. I think anytime you see that, like they're clearly trying to take a little bit of the pressure away from the data and have you focus on a new toy that they've acquired. But I don't think the street's done enough work on it. Okay.
So all this said, is this an opportunity to get into a hot stock, what has been a hot stock?
I think so. I mean, the numbers actually now that it's pulled back to 165 they're not egregious. You can make the model work. They do have other assets in the pipeline, and there's a possibility. I think the street has really walked away from M&A from this stock because it's gotten so big. But it is possible that you could see a $50 billion deal at some point. I mean, pharma, obviously, we've all talked about how they need assets. So I think it's probably a trade. I'm not sure. It's clearly not going to have a year like it had this year, next year, 140%. I think you're playing for maybe 20 to 30% at this point. So maybe a trade, but I'm not sure it's going to have a monster year.
We're so out of time, but I have to ask you about Lilly and Orfor. So going to 2026, is it hands down? I mean, it sounds like it could come to market next year.
Oh, it's certainly going to come early. I think in the first quarter it'll hit.
Yeah.
Obviously, very bullish. I mean, first-line therapy, maintenance, like we've talked about. I think it's going to be an incredible maintenance drug. Get off the injection, start taking the pill if you're suitable for it. Yeah, we're going to start talking about this really early next year.
Okay.